Welcome to the Monday Morning Knockout Show with Calvin Dean. This is the Calvin Dean Show, sponsored by the NFL Network. Yes, the crowd is going wild. It's going to be an amazing Monday Morning Knockout Show. We're going to go over fantasy winners after the 2020 draft. The 2020 draft, yes, has passed. And there's a clearer picture on where those teams are headed, where they want to go. Now, you look at Green Bay and you're like, question mark? Where do they want to go? You know, I mean, they're one game before the Super Bowl. And what do they do with their first round draft choice? What do? They go with Jordan Love of Utah State. Wow. What a slap in the face to Aaron Rodgers, and a slap in the face to all the other players that just almost made it to the Super Bowl last year. They were one game away. And you would figure maybe, just maybe, they get a defensive lineman that maybe could stop the run when they have to play San Francisco. Wouldn't that be smart? Or maybe even a premier wideout to help out Aaron Rodgers. Or maybe even a tight end like the Chicago Bears. I was just wondering where their mindset is and where they're going. If I was a Packer fan, I would just be incredibly upset. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would call my agent and say, you know what, let's look at a trade, because obviously their draft painted a clear picture that they're planning already for the future after Aaron Rodgers. Think about this. Now, if he was on his decline, the decline of Aaron Rodgers, if he was declining, then I could see, okay, I understand that. But man, he's not even on the decline. He has a good 4 to 5 years in him. And, it's just a slap in the face to pick up a quarterback that, on my opinion, this is a second string, third string quarterback in the NFL. It's not. Jordan Love is not a starting quarterback in the NFL. He is not. Maybe they wanted a good second choice. I have no clue. But think about it. They're one game away from the big dance. Why would you not want to add to your offense or add to that defense so you could stop the run when you play San Francisco, or even score more so San Francisco could go out of the run, right? Score more, the other team has to pass more. Wouldn't that be a great idea? But no, they pick up Jordan Love. Wow. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I would be seeking a trade. Let's get down to it, people. Monday Morning Knockout Show is all about fantasy winners after the draft. And obviously, the big loser is the Green Bay Packers. Wow. Yes, they're the big losers of the NFL 2020 draft. But we have some other teams that just won. They were just made some great pickups. The Dallas Cowboys being one. I think one of the best teams to come out of the draft for Mr. Dak Prescott would be the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the huge winner after the draft. The Cowboys added CeeDee Lamb in the first round. Arsenal, included. Now they include Zeke, Cooper, Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. Wow. Also, they landed Tyler Blazad who figures to take over at center for the retired Travis Frederick. So, I mean, tell you guys, Dallas is really, really hitting on all cylinders, you know. Now, Dak Prescott, still a question mark. And, you know, the Dallas Cowboys, if they were really behind him, they would have had him signed by now. You know that as well as I do. And guess what? They signed in free agency. Oh, my God, Andy Dalton from the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, Andy Dalton. He had an $18 million contract from the Cincinnati Bengals, and he goes out and signs $7 million with the Dallas Cowboys. And gosh, Dak, boy, bringing in Andy Dalton, Dak, you best be just shaking in your boots, because guess what? That contract's not signed, and now the Dallas Cowboys have leverage on you. Wow. That's going to be like a soap opera story all year long. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch, guys. Fun to watch. The next team that was huge winners is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wow. I'm telling you, I predicted, soon as I heard Tom Brady was going to the Bucs, before Gronk got to the Bucs, unretired, New England traded him to Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, before that, I predicted that the Tampa Bay Bucs, once I heard Mr. Tom Brady is now a Tampa Bay Buck, I predicted he will bring that team to the Super Bowl. And I still, now, with Gronkowski, come on, guys. Look at the weapons they have. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski, O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate. The Buccaneers are just full of talent. And then Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt. Oh, my God. The guy can fly. I mean, Tampa Bay is just so improved. And then it just gets better. They picked one of the best offensive linemen in the draft. He's an offensive tackle, Tristan Wirfs. Oh, my God, guys, I'm telling you, this team is just loaded with talent. And they have Tom Brady. Guys, this team will be going to the Super Bowl. And I'm fully behind it, and I'm fully behind the Ravens as well. I think those two teams will be in the Super Bowl this coming season. They will be in the Super Bowl. Now, this coming season is going to be different. And we will find out how different it's going to be when the league announces the teams that will be playing. Everyone's schedule is going to come out this coming week, the NFL schedule. So we will find out when the first game is going to be as soon as we hear from the commissioner. So I'm telling you, Tampa Bay, guys, huge draft, great team. The next team, Daniel Jones, QB of the Giants. How will he do as a Giant after the draft? Well, Jones, he's one of my favorite sleepers, guys. He is, seriously, this coming season, he is a huge sleeper. That's one of my picks as a sleeper as a quarterback for fantasy football. Now the New York Giants took offensive tackle Andrew Thomas. He was a number 4 pick. I mean, the guy is just huge. And then they grabbed offensive tackle Matt Pruitt out of UConn in the 3rd round. The G-Men also take, I guess they have an offensive guard, Shane Lamox out of Oregon in the 5th round. Wow. I mean, they are just forming that offensive line for Daniel Jones. And I'm telling you, these guys are good who they're taking. So the offensive line of the New York Giants will definitely definitely be better this year. And so if you're looking for sleepers in a quarterback position, Daniel Jones is a sleeper for your fantasy team. Let's get to Cleveland. Let's look at Mr. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback. Now, I had 60 teams last year. That's 60 teams. That means I was in 60 leagues. And Baker Mayfield, I was all bought on him before the season, and man, not one team of mine had him near the end of the season. The guy was he's just all hype, and I found that out. And I don't see the Browns going anywhere with Baker Mayfield. I just don't see it. I hope he will prove me wrong, but I don't think he will. They made their offensive line better in the draft by taking Jack Conklin, and then Jared Willis out of Alabama. They picked up him. So, I'm telling you, they bolstered their offensive line, guys. They really did, and it's just they're going to hopefully be a better team. Myles Garrett is coming back, I hear, and he is determined to play. He doesn't play for money this year. He has to forego his salary, and then if he plays great in making no money, I'm telling you, the Browns will take care of that fifth-year option and give him a long-term contract. I can guarantee you that. But he has to prove himself, and what a great spot for him to prove himself, right? I mean, think about it. They have Austin Hooper as well from Maryland. Austin Hooper is from the Atlanta Falcons, and he is just a lights-out tight end. Now, you put him with all those weapons, Baker Mayfield should just shine. I mean, he should have shined last year, but, he just proved me wrong, and I just want to be proved wrong again. I just can't be behind Baker Mayfield. I just can't, guys. I just can't. Now, let's get down to the Super Bowl champs. Mr. Hardman, the wideout of Kansas City. He's going to be a sleeper this year, guys. Sleeper. They passed up on a wide receiver. I mean, just think about that. All those wide receivers coming out of college. Great wide receivers. And the Kansas City Chiefs did not take any. That's some confidence in the wideouts that you already have. So, hats off. I think Hardman of the Kansas City Chiefs wideout will have a huge 2020-2021 season. Let's get down to the Indianapolis Colts. Well, the Indianapolis Colts just got way better. Picking up Phillip Rivers. He is just a phenomenal quarterback. He still has it. And he won't be on his back like he was on his back all the time. People in front of him, people stepping up, him making poor throws because that offensive line of the Los Angeles Chargers just was terrible. But guess what? The Phillip Rivers show is in Indianapolis, and Indianapolis has the best offensive line in the NFL. Phillip Rivers will step up and just have a lights-out season. I mean, they also have weapons. They took Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman. Wow. I'm telling you guys, this team is on the rise. The Indianapolis Colts will win their division this coming year. How about those Dolphins? I mean, the Dolphins really did well in the NFL draft, didn't they? There's one tight end, Mike Gesicki of the Miami Dolphins. They didn't pick one pass catcher throughout the whole draft until the 5th round when they took Navy's Malcolm Perry. So Gosicki's path to having a great 2020-21 season is definitely going to be huge. And look out for him, fantasy owners. Yes, you heard it from me, the tight end from Miami, and he has Tua. Oh my God. Come on, people. Get on the bandwagon on this one, that's for sure. The next team to look at would be the Denver Broncos. Amazing, people. I mean, Denver Broncos. Wow. Drew Lock. Let's look at him a little. Okay? Drew, the draft was like having a huge birthday party for Drew Lock. I mean, it's been like 10 years of birthday parties in one party. That's how huge the Denver Broncos got this year. The Denver Broncos will be fighting for the division title this year because Drew Lock is going to be just having a field day. He has Jerry Jeudy of Alabama, KJ Hamler, and Albert Okwuegbunam in his arsenal, including Melvin Gordon, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, and don't forget Lindsey. Oh my God, guys. Wow. And they have that defense. Denver's going to step up this year. They're going to win some games. You've got to watch out. It's not going to be the AFC, it's not going to be so like one team winning, most of the games, like going 14-2. No. It's going to be very even this year. I mean, you're still going to have the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs looking to win the first seed, but I'm telling you, the Denver Broncos and this draft and them getting Melvin Gordon in free agency is looking great. Now, the next person to look at is Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst went to the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons also got Todd Gurley. They have Jones. They have so many weapons. And Hayden Hurst, huge. I mean, this guy is just lights out. He is going to be targeted. He's going to have a huge year. Look for Hayden Hurst as a sleeper tight end, guys. That huge tight end. We're looking at the Las Vegas Raiders, Mr. Derek Carr. Yes, Mr. Derek Carr. Now, he just got a speed burner. Yes, this guy is faster than a speeding bullet. Yes, his name is Henry Ruggs III, and he's coming in from Alabama. The 40-yard dash of Mr. Ruggs is 4.2. He did this in the combine. I heard he even goes under that. Wow. The Raiders will be mad bombing with Mr. Ruggs and Derek Carr. Derek Carr, wow. He is going to have just a lights out season because he has some competition in town. Oh yeah, competition in Marcus Mariota coming in from the Tennessee Titans. I'm telling you, Derek, you better be on your toes. You better be in shape. Mariota will try to win that position. And think about this one. Fantasy favorite is Bryant Edwards. Wow. Think about it, guys. You're going to have to think about this. Derek Carr will step up in the 2021 season. Another losing draft goes to the New England Patriots. New England is sticking with Trevor. Did I say Trevor Lawrence? Maybe they're dreaming of Trevor Lawrence. I think they're dreaming of Trevor Lawrence. Oh, Trevor, come to New England. Come to New England. Don't worry, we're going to get rid of Mr. GOAT, Tom Terrific. We don't care if he goes to Tampa. We can afford it, but no, we're going to get rid of him. We're not going to re-sign Gronk for an astronomical amount of money. We're going to let him go to Tampa. Don't worry, we're not going to draft anyone. We're going to stick with Jarrett Stidham. Wow. The New England Patriots will have a losing season this coming year. And I'm sorry, New England Patriots fans. It's the end of the road of a dynasty. You know, they're just going to have to change their ways because there's no more Tom Brady. There's no more Gronk. And, you know, they just went out and their draft, once again, is terrible. They never want to pay people. So the New England Patriots had a big F- on their draft. And who do you play? Think about it, guys. You're a fantasy football owner, right? Well, think about it. Even if you have a great defense, which the New England Patriots do have great defense, even if you have one, you need an offense because guess what? If you're 3 and out and you're not scoring on offense, that defense is going to get mighty tired near the end. And they're just going to bust, you know. They're just going to turn up and they're going to bust. Man, I feel sorry for New England Patriots fan, that's for sure. I'm a Tom Brady fan myself. I always have been. You can hate me, love me, whatever, but I think the guy's phenomenal. He's definitely a winner, that's for sure. Now, let's talk a little bit about the Los Angeles Chargers. Mr. Austin Ekeler for your fantasy team. Ekeler is going to really work well with Mr. Tyrod Taylor. I know they have Herbert from Oregon, but he's not ready to play in the NFL. So you have Mr. Austin Ekeler, Mr. 1,600 all-purpose yards last year. I mean, he was just great. They picked up in the draft, the Chargers did, with Joshua Kelly from out of UCLA. And that he doesn't really form any type of concern to Austin Ekeler's starting position. He does have a concern with Justin Jackson. That's one, that might be a problem for Justin, but not Ekeler. Ekeler's definitely got the starting role wrapped up. And I really think with Tyrod Taylor, the way he runs around, I think they'll work well together. The defenses are going to be questioning because think about it. You got Phillip Rivers, typical drop back passer, drops back passing. He's not running. Now you have Tyrod Taylor who could drop back and pass, but he's like Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's not as good, but he's good too. I mean, he's elusive. He's fast. He can throw the ball, and I'm not sold on him. That's for sure. But Tyrod Taylor could do good for Austin Ekeler. So, Austin Ekeler is one of those running backs to pick up because he's going to definitely have the yards, and he might be their only running back to really take charge. And how are we going to stop him? Think about it, So, now, did you hear about Leonard Fournette of the Jacksonville Jags? Well, they foregoed his 5th year of his rookie contract. So, they didn't draft anybody that's going to compete with him, but they foregoed his 5th year of his contract. That's interesting. Because, there's been talks of trades with him, but foregoing that 5th year like they did to Mitchell Trubisky in Chicago, it just makes you wonder what's going on in Jacksonville. With Leonard Fournette. Will he have a lights out year? He could, and guess what? Jacksonville turns around and they just put the tag on him. They'll tag him, and then he can't be traded. So he'll be a unrestricted free agent. He can't go anywhere. So, or do you just chill, not have such a great season, and let the team release you or trade you, and go on another team, make some good bank, sign a 4-year or 5-year contract with another team? I mean, I think Leonard Fournette is, I really believe, Jacksonville is being like Green Bay to Mr. Rogers. And if I was Leonard Fournette's agent, I would be seeking other teams and telling his player to ease up this year, because, why go full out for a team that is not picking up your 5th year? So obviously you don't believe in me. I was the number 1 running back last year for your team, and I had caught 76 passes along with my 1,000+ running for your team. Wow. Anyway, that would be a concern of mine if I was Leonard Fournette and his agent. The Seattle Seahawks, they have a predicament. I mean, those running backs, they always get hurt. And Chris Carson was a huge, huge fantasy football running back last year until he got hurt. And then, then Rashad Penny. I mean, Carson injured his hip. It was the Bo Jackson injury. Bo Jackson, I could say that. Bo Jackson. And then Rashad Penny. He had that nasty, nasty ACL tear. So, I mean, the Seahawks, wow, I mean, where are they going? I feel sorry for the Seahawks. They had these running backs go down, and what did they have to get? They had to get Marshawn Lynch to try to come in and win in the playoffs. And Marshawn Lynch, oh my God, the guy was good, 9-10 years ago? I felt bad for Marshawn. I mean, I wish he was as good as he used to be, but he isn't. Anyway, the next team, Chris Carson, what I would do, he's like a number 2 running back for your fantasy team. If he comes back healthy after that hip injury and his surgery, then I would definitely stick with, I would rather see a guy come out of hip surgery than knee. I think hip surgery would be a little bit, better to actually save from injury than a knee. I know you do a lot of running with your hips and your legs, and knees, they just buckle. And anyway, it's going to be a tough choice for the Seattle Seahawks. What about James Conner? James Conner, running back of the Pittsburgh Steelers. How is he going to fare after the NFL draft? Well, the Steelers did draft a running back. Anthony McFarland out of Maryland. Think about that one. And he's no threat right now to win the starting job over Connors. But you never know. I mean, you never know. Connors has to stay healthy. That's the whole thing. He just needs to stay healthy. He stays healthy. Big Ben's back. Watch out, Steelers. You're going to have a big year. We're going to go to, last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers, the Super Bowl near champions. They got to be just frosting at the mouth. They just want to be there again. And it's going to be so tough this time. They have to get past Tom Terrific with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're going to really have to stop that team. Wow. Well, Raheem Mostert, of the running back of the San Francisco 49ers, he can breathe easily now because Brissett was traded to the Dolphins. So, I mean, Breda was not Brissett. Wow. That was a faux pas. Matt Breda was traded to the Dolphins. So Mostert's spot is definitely, right there with Mr. Coleman. So you got Coleman, you got Mostert. I mean, those two running backs, wow, what a tandem. Speed, strength, and I mean Coleman can run too. So I mean those two, and then they picked up a wideout in the draft too. So I would look at Mr. Mostert as one of your running backs, like a running back 2, in your fantasy team. Anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in to Monday Morning Knockout with Calvin Dean, the Calvin Dean Show, sponsored by the NFL Network. See you next week.